houseplants, I tend to make my own soil mix up using like the coca hair, and you can buy like, it's similar to if you keep like reptiles or if you buy like the blocks that you add water to, and then I mix with loads of grit, so loads of perlite. You want a really light, airy soil, that good chunky, nice chunks in it, rather than being like fine compost that you would normally use for outside, and then it's watering. But the main struggle with water is it's quite difficult to tell until they're falling over and drooping. So I bought, you can get water probes now for really, really cheaply, and they're absolutely fantastic. It tells you everything. You just put it in your plant and it'll tell you whether it's dry, whether it's wet, whether it's normal, how much light. Mine tells me how much light it's getting, what pH, so it can tell you all kinds, and they're not expensive. You can get them, and that takes all the doubt out of it then. And then you could just, when it tells you to water, you water.
So we use them at Wonky for the garden plants as well, because we have overwatering is a thing, you know, indoors and outdoors, and at Wonky, particularly when we're growing seedlings on and small plants on, the amount of overwatering that was happening. So again, we got the watering probes and saying, you know, if in doubt, put the probe in. But when we see that something has been overwatered, they say, come on, well, let's just show you how overwatered this is or how dry this is. And so we tend to use them on a regular basis. The other thing we do with the house plants is quite a lot of, if you have some of your, like, you know, your mother's tongue or your spider plants, it's hard to kill them. But once you start getting, you know, plants that are a little bit different, one of the biggest things is around humidity. So not overwatering, but we have you know, you have your plant which you buy. I always put about an inch of gravel at the bottom, and then put the plant in, and on a regular basis lift that out and just see how wet or how dry that is. My husband's an absolute so-and-so for overwatering. He'll go, oh, something needs more sunlight, and I go, I'm telling you now, that's drowning. And we'll get it out and lift it up, and there it is, it's in 2 inches of water.
I would say if you're having humidity issues as well, a lot of it's because aesthetically it looks very nice to have a plant on a shelf here and a plant on a shelf here and a plant. If you struggle with humidity, they need to be together. If you group your house plants together, they'll create their own little microclimate. So grouping them together is much better than having one on a shelf over here and one on a shelf over here. Obviously depending on your light and how much you can fit. If you could put 2 or 3 of them together, your humidity normally is a little bit easier to control. Another thing I would say actually, which has really helped me, because I always used to struggle with houseplants, put your houseplants outside for the summer. Put them in the garden for the summer and only bring them in when it gets cold. Once it's below 10 degrees, then I bring them back in.
Just be careful where you put them.
Because they do get sunburned.
They get sunburned.